Now, we were down here in Bolton. This is X Records. This is my local independent record shop. I've been coming in here for a good number of years, and I'm here with the proprietor, Steve, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about vinyl records and being able to get hold of them. But it's a good place to come to get hold of records and just have a good flick through those racks. Something I always love doing is just, flick, 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 and you just can't get that if you're shopping off the internet.
The more that goes off Amazon, the less shops like this are able to supply and provide. And the amount of times now we get people coming out and such and such an album has just come out to be told, well, they downloaded the best 2 tracks off that 3 months ago, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that is part of the problem with certainly with stuff like iTunes, is that people just pick their favourite tracks, whereas in the past I can remember buying an album for like a couple of singles that were on it, and you'd end up with, you had to take the filler with the single track.
Yeah, I don't know, people don't listen to albums in how they've been recorded or how they've been meant to listen to anymore because of that kind of thing. You'll just get 2 or 3 tracks that you think are the tracks that you like, and you totally miss everything else, which destroys the whole idea of an album. Then you do get artists now just making albums that probably only do have 2 or 3 tracks that are worth listening to, whereas like what I see as real music, an album should not always be a concept album, but it should be listened to in its entirety.
Yeah, it's like an experience more than just listening to an odd track. And I've always found with vinyl records especially, it's more than just listening to the music, because you've got the artwork and everything else. And with
it's a proper piece of art, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Got a more natural sound to it as well, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. I can see here you've got loads of, there's a lot of classic albums coming out at the moment. Have you seen a good rise?
No, it's because they're established artists that have got a proper following and a real fan base. They're the artists that we've probably always catered for, and they'll always be there, kind of thing. I mean, there's a new Judas Priest album came out last week, and so much more interest for us in that as a shop. And from a customer point of view, whether it's like the new Ed Sheeran album, which is supposedly stayed at #1 this year longer than any other album stayed at #1.
Yeah.
But it's not based on physical sales. They're not real sales. They're just downloaded things where people just take a snippet from it. It's not a physical copy that's actually sold.
Right. I mean, do you find with people buying vinyl albums, does it tend to be older people who are perhaps revisiting what they enjoyed in their youth, or is it younger people getting into it?
It's encouragingly good that we're getting a lot of younger people buying vinyl. We're actually doing record players now, starting from like a nice budget introductory cheap record player up to a better quality, higher end, more expensive one. But it's predominantly younger people that are buying them.
Right, so you find you sell a lot of record players then?
We're doing very well with them now, yeah.
Right, yeah, because I've seen them in the window in the funky colours and stuff.
Yeah, it's done as a retro look where it's got all the modern kind of works and electronics inside it, so it's got the MP3 and the sort of that compatibility, so you can stick a USB cable into the record player, or you can stick the smaller record players into big systems as well.
Right.
So it's good for doing that, and it is encouragingly and surprisingly good that it's younger people that are buying them.
Right, yeah, definitely.
But we're getting kids coming in at like 16, 17, going in like Jam albums or Hendrix albums and stuff like that.
But do they tend to buy the newer stuff as well?
They buy some of the more cred newer stuff, things like that. I mean, the Claxons album has done quite well.
Yeah, the Love Frequency. Yeah, I bought one of them off you the other week. Oh, I've been listening to it.
Yeah. But they're like becoming like one of the exceptions sort of bands that are able to sort of maintain and continue to put things out. They're not being burnt out with 3 or 4 albums.
Yeah.
There's like, we're getting younger kids buying all the Arctic Monkeys stuff, which if you listen to it, they will be one of them bands that will continue. They're in that cult status already now.
Right.
Like, you'll not get many more U2s or the Smiths or no more Clashes kind of thing, but there will be a few artists that go into that area where they'll actually be able to stay and have a bit of longevity.
Right. I mean, do you find as well that certainly on vinyl you get a lot more of the underground breaking through artists, things like that, or does it tend to be a lot more of the more mainstream who've already established themselves?
We stick to more of the better known names, and I think a lot of the so-called breakthrough bands, they don't make it onto vinyl straight away, because of all this, the downloading, the MP3s and that kind of thing. It's like in some ways they'll end up not scuppering their own careers, but if they put it all out just on a downloaded basis and there's no physical product there, they tend not to be able to break into that physical product thing.
Right. I mean, as you also notice as well, is there a kind of person who's buying it more as a collectible? Because it's something that I've heard a few times people say, and I don't know how much there is in it, but the people buying it will never actually play the actual LP.
I don't know, I think most of our customers will play them. I mean, there are lots of these albums that come now with the CD within the vinyl packaging,
Yeah.
which is really good, you know, because in some ways you can still have the vinyl that you wanted, but you don't have to go down the route of having to play it because there is a CD in there.
Yeah, and I suppose it kind of acknowledges the fact that you might want to play it in a situation where you can't play the LP, like say in your car or when you're going out jogging.
I think it's showing what the CD's almost become like a throwaway commodity now.
Yeah. I mean, they can't cost that much to press the CD.
I don't think they do. I mean, you see some that come in that what called eco packaging, and it'll even have printed on the back of it, "Please dispose of responsibly." Well, why would you buy something to like?
I think people stick it on their computer. Once they've got the tracks on their computer, it's just a coaster to put in the coffee.
It is almost, but I don't think them are the people that really value or appreciate music. It's just something that fills a gap in the noise kind of thing.
And also, I mean, to go back to like some of the older stuff, I know you've got huge stocks of second-hand albums. Do you find there's still a fairly healthy trade in people buying older albums, second-hand copies rather than brand new?
Pence each, aren't they?
Oh, are they? Right.
£1 each, you take 20 or more, you can have them at 50 pence each.
Right, yeah,
the idea of moving them.
I mean, it's like an instant record collection in a way.
It's great for younger kids because they can get a taster and maybe like a starter copy or something.
Yeah.
It won't be perfect and it won't be like brand new, but
you can see whether you like it.
For a Fleetwood Mac Rumours, it's, you know.
Yeah, I know. I've got loads of ABBA albums out of there, and it's something where for £1 or 50p you think, I'll try that. And
I suppose it's a way to introduce yourself to different things as well.
Yeah. I mean, do you get a lot of people who still trade in stuff, or is it more and more now going towards people that are looking to buy for collecting it?
No, we're still inundated with people bringing stuff in. There's like lots of people that just change their minds and they just decide they don't want the stuff.
Right. I mean, the other thing as well, certainly on something like Amazon Marketplace, there's a lot of things you just simply can't get, older albums, certain particular things on vinyl. And do you find you're able to source a lot more of, like the harder to get stuff that you might not necessarily find on?
I think the more underground, in-demand stuff's getting harder and harder to get. Because it's just doesn't seem to come through the door like it used to do.
Yeah.
You know, we turn up a few odd things every now and again. The worst thing about people when they bring in records is we'll end up getting what are really nice records, but the conditions, like we had a collection last week and literally looks like the records have been kept outside for a couple of months because they're all wet through and stuck together. Like these, that's yesterday, that's going, that's Fleetwood Mac, proper Blue Horizon label.
So is that like a first edition sort of thing?
Yeah, the 60s one, that.
Oh, I see, and it's
68 it is.
It's been played to death.
It's not absolutely battered, but it's a shame because I mean, in the right condition, it's worth a considerable amount. I would have thought that.
Yeah.
I mean, same sort of thing with these. Great albums, great artists on there, but the guy sellotaped it to bits, but he never bought it with the idea of thinking like, 50 years down the line he's going to be flogging it kind of thing.
I mean, that's the thing, I suppose, when you collect anything, is that the reason things become so valuable is because most people do this to them. And I suppose it's also worth saying as well that it's not just vinyl LPs that you stock. You've got pretty good stocks of CDs.
We're doing anything to do with entertainment or home entertainment, aren't we? We've got all the music stuff, but we're doing more things like Chucky dolls and Breaking Bad figures and people
Do they sell really well then?
Yeah.
I suppose so, yeah.
Getting excited about this news. Carl Grimes from Walking Dead, there's a new figure for him coming out, so that kind of thing.
I remember years ago there used to be quite a range of record shops in Bolton, because there used to be Discovery Records, then you had the Hour Price, the Andy's Records, the HMV, and now it's pretty much it's you and is there anywhere else? I can't think.
Well, you can't really count places like British Home Stores. They have a token amount of CDs in there.
That's like
Smiths have gone and reintroduced things there, haven't they?
No, but that's like saying, oh, I go to Asda to see what music they've got. It'll be like the top 10 and that's about it. Well, it's not even singles, I don't
They don't
think.
have it's their chart as well, it's not a real chart anymore. If you want to about record shops that used to be around, there's so many that used to be around, but I've got some old 78s, and the people that used to, when they sold the 78s, they make their own bags up.
Right, yeah, I've seen a few of these from long gone record shops. When I was in Durham, you go around the charity shops and you'd find old records.
But I think all that kind of things, you know, it's being lost.
It is a shame. I mean,
it's limited from like that.
I mean,
that's in Oldham Street, and Oldham Street's still got a very strong presence for record shops in Manchester.
Yeah.
But you like look at the things they've got like on the over 40,000 radio and television valves in stock.
That does date it.
Shows how technology's moved on so incredibly fast.
It does, yeah, and I suppose it's quite easy for people to forget these days that...
I think it's being lost, all that kind of thing.
I mean, we live in sort of almost like a disposable time where it's like you want something, you download it, you're bored of it and you forget about it the following week. And yet, you know, in times gone by, it was very much more a long-term thing. People would buy records and listen to them over and over again.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the download thing now. People, they're getting it for nothing, they don't give it much value at all.
Anyway, it's been really informative here talking to Steve in X Records in Bolton, and certainly it's a place I'll keep coming to over and over again. I've been coming here for a good many years. I hate to think how much I've spent, and I'm sure Steve appreciates my custom. But anyway, you take very good care of yourself, and I'll catch you next time.